Hello, I'm Michael Lanning, and this is my HR news article analysis. I hope everyone's staying safe and staying warm out with the weather we've been having recently. I chose a topic that has been in the news a lot recently, and I also chose a topic that I think relates to a lot of college kids like myself. In the news, you've been seeing a lot about people wanting to raise the minimum wage. I've seen a lot of news clips and news articles where you see picketers outside of the Capitol in D.C. and you see protesters outside of certain in, stores and restaurants which they're protesting because apparently they've been paying employees too low. The two main companies I've seen with paying employees too low have been Walmart and McDonald's. And currently, the federal minimum wage is at $7.25. If a full-time employee, was to make $7.25 at 40 hours a week, he would end up making $15,000 a year, which would be under the poverty line. I chose an article that I found in the NewYorkTimes.com, and it was an article about a Montgomery County councilman right here in Southern Maryland, and he wanted to raise the minimum wage in the county. The county feared that raising the minimum wage would try to pretty much scare away businesses, and they'd go to a surrounding county so they could pay their employees less and make a higher profit. But the businessman or the councilman got together with the two other surrounding counties, Washington and Prince George counties, and they actually all three of the counties raised the minimum wage together at the same time. What this ended up doing was it kind of discouraged people from flipping to another county because the counties had the same minimum wage and it was all higher than what it was before. In 1938, the U.S. passed the Fair Labor Standards Act, also known as the FLSA, and over the past 75 years it's been amended multiple times. Within the Fair Labor Standards Act, there's almost pretty much every single thing about commissions and wages, pretty much everything about how an employer pays its employees is in that act. And it covers pretty much every single employee in the U.S. Like I said, in the Fair Labor Standards Act, the minimum wage is stated. And currently, as I said before, the federal minimum wage is $7.25. States can make the state's minimum wage higher than that. For instance, California's minimum wage is $8 an hour. When looking at the minimum wage, it's a tricky situation for the Human Resources Department. It's tricky because public opinion is so delicate, and one small move can lose the businesses a lot of money. If the public feels like the McDonald's or Walmart is underpaying the employees who are doing all their work, it could lead to the public being discouraged to buy from McDonald's or Walmart. However, if something happens and the public feels as if the employees are being paid adequately, more people might want to come in because they think that they're treating their employees right, so it's a good company to buy from. And also, as I said, strikes and the picketing does not look good for the company right now. For the employer, there are a lot of implications that happen with the drama about the minimum wage right now. Obviously, the employer is not going to make as much profit if the minimum wage goes up. That's just simple business because you have more output, so your profits are going to be less. And the strikes that if more companies go on strike and there's more employees in the strike, you're going to lose a lot of employees, whether that be short term or the employees that are going for good. That's yet to be told. But the book defines an economic strike as a strike that results from a failure to agree on terms such as wages, benefits, and other conditions of employment. And the implications that the minimum wage can have on the employee are employee satisfaction. If the employee feels as if they are getting paid enough money, they're going to be more satisfied in their job, while if they feel they are being underpaid, they will not enjoy their job as much, and probably the job that they do will not be as good as it would be as if he was getting paid enough. if the human resources department have a lot of troubling times going on with the minimum wage. The first thing I would do to prepare would be I would prepare as if the minimum wage is going to go up. So you have to set a backup plan for paying your employees more. However, if the minimum wage does not go up for your certain area or the whole country as a whole, I would look at trying to get the employees some different options, whether that be an employee stock ownership plan or a flexible benefit plan. The book defines an employee stock ownership plan as when a corporation contributes shares of their own stock and they put it into their employees, and the employee gets it when they are done their job, when they retire or when they leave the job. And a flexible benefit plan is when an individualized plan for each employee in which the employers accommodate the employee's preferences for benefits that they want. And also, if you are going to rate, if the minimum wage does not go up, but it is obvious they're getting paid under what they should be paid, I would look at installing an incentive plan in which the compensation is based on how well they are at their job. So minimum wage is a huge issue going on right now with HR departments and businesses as a whole. So you really have to look hard and deep to figure out who's right, whether the minimum wage is going to go up, and if the minimum wage does go up, how will you react? Thank you.